Hey guys, today we are doing lesson 12.3, customary units of weight. And our task for today is going to be very similar to yesterday's task. We're just using different units of measure. We're using our customary units of weight. We are going to be looking at pounds, ounces, and tons today. Okay, I'm looking at page 654. And we'll go ahead and start looking at our first example there. We've got Nancy needs 5 pounds of flour to bake pies for a festival. She has 90 ounces of flour. How can she determine if she has enough flour to bake the pies? Well, there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. And so we're going to use the same exact system as last time. Pounds are the greater unit of measure than ounces. Same thing. If I have 1 pound, I'm doing 1 pound times 16 because there are 16 ounces in 1 pound to see how many ounces that I have. Okay, to convert pounds to ounces. So then we are going to our next one. If I have 2 pounds, how many ounces might that be? So to solve that, I will do 2 times 16. And when I do 2 times 16, I should get 32 ounces. And I'm going to do OZ for ounces. That is the label abbreviation for ounces. Make sure, though, this O right here that I drew is a little bit too big, probably. It looks like 320 Z's. All right, so 32 ounces is equivalent to 2 pounds. So then when we move down to number 3, we've got 3 pounds. We're converting 3 pounds to ounces, so I'm going to multiply by 16 because there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. When I do 3 times 16, I end up with 48 ounces. Write it over here as well. My next one, we've got 4 pounds, and I'm multiplying 4 times 16 because, again, there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So I'm doing 4 times 16, and that will give me 64 ounces. Now, if you're not able to come up with that in your head, you can write 16 times 4 over here off to the side. Do 4 times 6. You end up with 24. 4 times 2, or 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. So you can go ahead and just write them off to the side. That is absolutely okay, and you should do that to check your work anyhow. All right, so our last one there, we've got 5 pounds. So I'm doing 5 pounds times 16. When I do 5 times 16, I end up with 80 ounces. So let's go back to our question. She has 90 ounces of flour, and she wants to know if she has enough flour to bake the pie. So let's compare those two. 90 ounces, we'll go ahead and write it down here because we have converted these 5 pounds into ounces. 5 pounds is equivalent to 80 ounces. Well, which one's bigger? 90, right? So if she has 90 ounces is greater than 5 pounds. So Nancy has enough flour to make the pies. All right, so then our next spot here, we're converting tons to pounds. And there are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. That's enormous. Okay, so let's look at this. Same thing. Tons are the greater unit of measure. Pounds are the smaller unit of measure for the two of them. So if we take 1 ton, there are 2,000 pounds. So 2,000 is going to be the number we multiply by. So here we've got 2 tons. So that's how many we have times the amount of pounds there are in a ton, 2,000. So 2 times 2,000. Now, if this part overwhelms you because this is a value of 1,000, remember that we see how many zeros we have. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we pull out our basic fact, 2 times 2, and we get 4. So we got 4,000. Okay, same thing here for number 3. We've got 3 tons. We're multiplying by 2,000 because there are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. I see 3 zeros. I'm going to draw my zeros. And I'm doing 2 times 3, which is 6. So I should have 6,000 pounds in 3 tons. Okay. So it says 1 ton is how many times as heavy as 1 pound? 2,000. Because I would have to multiply 1 pound times 2,000 to get to 1 ton. So then the practice skills over here on our next page will take us through doing this a few different times. We're doing how many we have? 4 tons. I know there are 2,000 pounds in a ton. So I'm doing 4 times 2,000 equals, well, I've got 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. And then I've got my basic fact. 2 times 4 is 8. So 8,000. Okay, next I've got 5 tons. I'm simply going to see I have 5 of them. I'm multiplying by the amount of pounds there are in a ton. There's 2,000. And I see this is where it's real important to do this. 3 zeros. And 2 times 5 is 10. So I've got 10,000. Every now and then when we do something like this, it's a common mistake. 5 times 2 is 10. We sometimes leave off one of those zeros because this 0 was added in there. That's where it makes it important to go ahead and write those 3 zeros down first. I've got 10,000 there. So we don't accidentally make such a simple little mistake there. All right, now 6 pounds to ounces again. So I'm doing 6 times 16 because there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Okay, and please remember, if you are not certain of the answer of this, go ahead and write it vertically and just multiply it so you don't have to worry about doing it in your head, but you should end up with 96. Okay, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to skip numbers 4 and 5 down there since they are so similar to numbers 1, 2, and 3 up above. And then we're going to be doing the same kind of comparing that we were doing yesterday as well. 1 pound to 15 ounces. You could convert either way. However, it will be easier to convert the larger unit of measure to the smaller unit of measure in these cases. So 1 pound compared to 15 ounces. We know that there are 16 ounces in a pound. So now I'm comparing 16 ounces to 15 ounces. And 16 is bigger than 15. Now I've got 2 tons compared to 2 pounds. Now, here's one of those situations where you really could just use some common sense. You don't have to actually write out this problem or convert tons. I know that 2 pounds is something that I can pick up. 2 tons is definitely not something I can pick up. That would be comparable to the size of 2 vehicles. So, which one's larger? 2 tons. So, if and when you cross into a kind of common sense question on your homework, you are more than welcome to use the common sense that you've got. You can also just check your work by doing the math. I could have easily done 2 tons, done 2 times 2,000 and gotten 4,000 pounds and compared 4,000 pounds to 2 pounds. And the same, you'd end up with the same answer. So if it makes sense to you, do it. If it doesn't, go ahead and write out the math and solve it that way. So I will let you go ahead and get into your homework. You need to complete numbers 2 through 11. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a good day.